Hi, I'm going to read your book today. That Wimpy Kid, big shot. So the Slacksville coach put all his starters back in the game. They reeled off 23 straight points, and it seemed like there was nothing we could do to stop them. I didn't understand any of Coach Pato's play, so I just ran up and down the court and tried to look like I knew what I was doing. But then Kevin got double teamed, and he threw the ball to me. I didn't know what I was supposed to do, so I just tried to throw the ball to get rid of it. But a Slacksville player hacked me on the arm, and the ref called a foul. The ref put me at the free throw line and gave me the ball, and I really wished I remembered the stuff Coach Pato taught us about shooting technique, because everyone's eyes were on me. And the Slacksville's crowd wasn't exactly making it easy to concentrate. I think fans should have to be quiet when a player tries to shoot a free throw, but when I tried to get them to be more respectful, it didn't work. I totally whiffed my shot, and the crowd let me hear about it, but at least it was over. Air ball! Then the ref gave me the ball and told me to shoot again. I thought he was just being nice by giving me another try, but it turned out that when there's a shooting fool, you get 2 shots. I didn't want to miss again, so I thought about shooting it backwards to at least have a chance of making it, but I didn't want to make Coach Pato mad and decided to try a granny shot, but where you throw the ball from between your legs. But when I airballed that one, even the grannies laughed at me. Hop, ba ha 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 ha. After that, I was ready to go back to my spot on the bed, so I subbed myself out of the game, which I found out later is not actually a thing a player is supposed to do. Slacksville kept running up the score, and before long it was 98-2. Then one of their players hit a 3-pointer, so now they had 101 points. But the scoreboard could only display two digits for each team. So all of a sudden, it looked like we were ahead. So we started going crazy on the bench, and that really ticked off the Slacksville crowd. The clock was winding down, and Slacksville tried to move the ball up the court, but now our team was playing with pride, and we locked it down on the defense's end. Slacksville managed to get past us, and they hit a layup. So when the final buzzer went off, they had lapped us. The only thing that made me feel better was when Mr. Bailey stopped at the Slacksville dump to get rid of some old matches we might not ever beat. We might not ever beat those guys in sports, but at least our town doesn't smell. November Tuesday. I wish I could say that after Slacksville, our team got better and we won a few games during the season, but that's not what happened. In fact, things just got worse and worse as the season went on. After the Slacksville game, Mr. Macaroni from Macaroni Sub Shop called Coach Badel and told him he didn't want to sponsor our team anymore, but by then it was too late to change our uniform, so we just used electrical tape to black out the logos. And that turned into a problem because in our next game, one of the kids on the other team got electrical tape from South Jersey stuck to his face. When the kid's mom removed the tape, she pulled his eyebrow clean off. Scream! Whenever we'd start to fall behind in a game, Mom would let Coach Pedal know what he should be doing definitely, and I'm not sure he really appreciated her advice. Have you tried playing zone defense? Because maybe that would help. Somewhere along the line, the other team coaches started feeling sorry for us, so they'd play their bench warmers instead of their starters but that didn't change the results. The parents on our team started complaining to the rec league that we were losing by too many points, and it wasn't good for our self-esteem. So the league made some rule changes to help keep things under control. The new rules said if your team was ahead by 20 or more points, you had to pass 5 minutes before you took a shot. And that actually kept the score down, but it was pretty humiliating when the kids on the other team counted their passes out loud. 3, 2. Then teams started trying to keep their scores down on their own, and they tried all sorts of things like only dribbling with their left hand and even closing their eyes when they shot. But the scores were still lopsided, so halfway through the season of the rec league did something a little more drastic to help us win. One weekend they dropped us down a whole age group, and the week after that they dropped us another level. And there's nothing like having your butt handed to you by a bunch of elementary school kids to make you feel good about yourself. 1, 2. I only made one basket in the entire season. But it was on the wrong hoop, and I guess Coach Patel wanted me to have my moment, so he didn't even say anything when it happened. By the end of the season, only Mom and a few other parents came to the games, and by then, even the refs weren't paying attention. We were so happy when the season finally ended that we gave Coach Patel one of those victory baths, like when they do when a team wins a championship. But I hope he took a real shower when he got home because that thing was full of sweat. After our last game, he had the end of season banquet at Macaroni's sub shop, and the only reason Mr. Macaroni agreed to host it was because his restaurant still wasn't officially open and he needed the business. But I avoided any food with mayonnaise in it just in case. Munch, chew, chomp, sniff. Coach Patel handed out awards, and every player got one. But since no one was any good this season, he had to get creative. This certificate is presented to Greg Heffley for trying to learn a new sport. Drew Patel. After we had cake, Coach Patel gave a speech. He said that we might not have won any games, but he was proud of us for trying our hardest and never giving up. Then he said that even though there probably weren't any future professional athletes on our team, there were a lot of other exciting careers out there, like accounting and web design, puppery. It wasn't as inspiring as some of the other speeches he gave during the season, but I guess they can't all be winners. I was just glad the season was finally over because it meant I could go back to my regular life, and I'm pretty sure my teammates felt the same way. But the one person I couldn't let it go was Mom. Before Mr. Patel got in his car to leave, Mom told him about the state tournament for a team that hadn't won any game during the season. Then she showed him a flyer she'd print out. Tough season, turned that frown upside down in the second chance tournament, because there's a winner in everyone. I really wished Mom had asked me about this first week, because the last thing I wanted was to play more basketball. But luckily, Mr. Patel felt the same way. Bye.